For those of you that are brand new to Power of the BI, my name is Terod Robertson. I am the owner, founder, CEO, creator, whatever you want to call it, developer of Power of the BI, which can be found an online course, an online tech course that you can find over at powerofthebi.com. Today, I'm not trying to sell you on. I'm not trying to sell you on joining the online course. Okay, that's not what I'm trying to sell you on. Today, I'm simply trying to talk to my older guys. Those of you guys I'm gonna say between 40 and 55. You've been in your careers for some time now. Let's just say you graduated college at 21. You know, you could be into a particular organization 20, 24, 25, 30 years. You still have, a little bit of time left before you retire, and you're still not sure whether or not that is the place that you want to retire from. Given the times that we're in right now, you may have unfortunately been a part of some downsizing at your organization, no matter where your organization is or what type of work you do. And what I'm here to let you know is it doesn't matter what type of profession you're in, what your background is in, you definitely can make career pivots into tech. And actually, I'm jumping ahead of myself because I haven't really introduced myself properly. So I am Terod Robertson, again, founder and creator of Power of the BI. You can find us on all platforms, or you can find Power of the BI on all platforms where platforms are found. I guess that's really the way to put that. But so here's the deal. The reason why I am sharing this live again is because I've had several guys that have hit me in my DMs, and it's kind of crazy that it's really people that I didn't even know, that I don't know. It's not even family or friends. It's people that are seriously interested in making a career pivot, don't necessarily know what that pivot should be, could be, or if they're even available to, or if the opportunity is available to them to pivot. And I'm talking to you guys between 40 and 55. I am not limiting my brothers and sisters that are over 55, but those between 40 and 55, I'm talking to you. I go back sometime and like, what's the name of the I forgot the name of something. I'm talking to you. Come on. Anyway, okay, that was a little corny. So Power BI is the pivot move that I will be talking about here today. And, no matter what your career is, whether you're in administrative services, if, you've accounting, finance, marketing, some form of production, every career can pivot into Power BI. As a matter of fact, every career it's not that you pivot into it. Power BI is affecting every industry, every department, right? So it's a matter of you understanding how you can position your transferable skills onto your resume and get the skill set that you need in order to build out a Power BI dashboard. Again, I'm not even trying to get too deep into the dashboards and all of that stuff right now. The question is, the primary question is, are you too old to make a career pivot? The answer to that is absolutely not. You're definitely not too old to make, like somebody just either walked in or walked out of my house. But you're not too old to make a career pivot into Power BI. And I'm gonna tell you, let's just say that the maximum amount that you can put into your 401k in a year is somewhere around $25,000. I think that's pretty close. I think it's 24 something. I think it's 30, maybe 32 if you're over the age of 50. But let's just say it's $25,000 a year. So that's $25,000 a year, which means that average person working is getting paid somewhere around every 2 weeks, whether it's the 1st and the 15th, or every other Friday, or every other Thursday, every other Wednesday. Typically, you're getting paid every 2 weeks. And the max you can put in your 401k typically, I don't want to get too deep into that because I'm not into that, but I just want to use this for math, or rough math, quick math, is if it's $25,000, let's just say $24,000 a year. So that means you can put $2,000 per year into your 401k, right? I mean, not 2,000, but $24,000 a year. That would be $2,000 per month. And if you're getting paid on a bi-weekly basis, you're putting $1,000 a month into your 401k if you're maxing out your 401k. Problem is, well, I'm not gonna say a problem. The challenge is, if you're placing $1,000 into your 401k, depending on how much money you're making, and how much money is being taken out of your paycheck, you may not be able to max out your 401k. Okay? You may not be able to max out your 401k because what that simply looks like is $24,000 a year. If you're making $50,000, that means you're putting half of your salary into your 401k. Now, that's pretty cool to some regards because, of course, your 401k is pre-tax. So then that means you're bringing home $26,000 a year, but then you're being taxed on $26,000. So you probably now are bringing home, I don't know, maybe $18,000, $19,000, $20,000 a year. Let's just say you got a car note. Your car note is $600. Let's just say your car note is $400 a month. Well, let's say $5,000 for quick math. So then that's $6,000 a year. So now you're really working with about $13,000. Where I'm going with that is that depending on how much money you're making, it may not be a bad time for a career pivot, right? If you're looking to invest more into your 401k, because you may want to invest more into your 401k, or maybe just invest more into yourself, right? Because if you invest, just say the max into your 401k, it could be in a situation where you really don't have a whole lot left over, right? And then say you want to put a little bit to the side, for a rainy day. I mean, how much is that, right? Now, I don't know what your religious beliefs or preferences are, but let's just say you believe in tithes and offerings. So then if you put a little bit more into the church, how much more do you really have left over? Where I'm going with that is a career pivot, and the only pivot that I'm talking about right now is into tech, using Power BI, because that's the only thing that I'm talking about right now. But of course, I don't want to make that seem as that's the only thing that can happen, or the only thing you can pivot into, and it's the next best thing since sliced bread, because I just don't want to say that because they could be inaccurate. But at the end of the day, depending on where you are right now, you could be able to make a little bit more money. And the reason why I say that is because on average, the salary in Power BI starting out is going to be somewhere between $105,000 and $110,000. You can hit the 115 mark, and actually, you get lucky, you might be able to hit the 120. Now, that may not be a lot of money to some people, right? To me, that's a boatload of money. That's a lot of money, right? But for those of you that's not a lot of money to, I mean, this probably is not for you. But for those of you who can, see the difference between where you are and that amount of money, you can see how much more you would be able to have to either place into your retirement, invest. If you wanted to start a business, you could put money up for a rainy day, kids' college, take trips, whatever the case may be. There's a lot of opportunity there for that. So I'm just throwing that out there because, when you ask the question, or when I receive questions and they say, hey, this is when I receive a DM and somebody will say, hey, this is my particular situation. This is how old I am, whether it be between 40, well, I'm going to say between 40 and 55. This is how much money I make, and it could be, anywhere from $40,000 to $60,000. And, I really could use a pivot in order to make some more money to really prepare more so for the future, or to, take trips, or whatever the case may be. And then my question is, if you don't pivot, you're going to be in the same situation that you're currently in, right? Now, I'm not calling it a bad situation because it's a situation that you can maintain. But at the same time, what I am saying is, if you want something different, you're going to have to probably do something different, right? I don't want to get caught trying to coin that quote because I'm sure that's been said somewhere else. But that's kind of why I really pushed Power BI. I pushed Power BI from the pivoting standpoint, whether you're young, anywhere from 21 to 39, or if you a little bit more seasoned from, like I say, 40 to 55. Hey, this is an opportunity that could work. And, just a shameless plug with Power of the BI. It's a 16-week course. So, you can actually learn a skill set in 16 weeks that can turn you a six-figure salary in a realistic time frame for the fraction of the cost that you would pay for a 4-year college degree. And I say a fraction, I'm talking about a fraction. But again, I don't want to get too deep into that right now. But I just want to definitely help you to understand that you are not too old, and starting from scratch. Really, one question that I've received was, am I too old to start from scratch? You're not starting from scratch. Nobody's starting from scratch. You're gonna take your current skill set and you're gonna transfer the knowledge that you have in your current skill set over to Power BI so that you become better at what you do, but you become more employable, if that's a word, to others in the tech space, right? Now I could spend 2 hours right there, but at the end of the day, what you need to understand is you're not starting from scratch. You're really simply taking the skill sets you currently have and transferring those skills over to Power BI, and then again, becoming employable, not just for what you do, but for the new skill set that you've just acquired. And that skill set is going to be, I'll just say this. Power BI is the most in-demand data analytics application tool that companies are searching for, trying to acquire talent in order to perform the work for. It's not at the present time a specified class in a 4-year institution, right? Let me say it a different way. When you go to school to be an accountant, when you go to school when you get a degree in accounting, you spend a great amount of time taking accounting classes. When you get a degree in marketing, you spend a great amount of time taking marketing classes. What I'm telling you is that Power BI is in more demand right now, and those skills, i.e. accounting, i.e. marketing, i.e. administrative, are all associated in some way with the development of Power BI. Right now, I'm not going to go too deep into what Power BI is and how Power BI functions. It's simply, if you want to Google it, Power BI, and what it stands for is Power Business Intelligence. It's a Microsoft tool, just like Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, Publisher, PowerPoint, but it's a business tool, not just a tool for working with inside your house, creating Power BI presentations. So where I'm going with that is, if you want to know more about Power BI right now, just Google it, because we're not necessarily trying to talk 100% about what Power BI is. And again, but I don't get paid to market Power BI for Microsoft. I don't work for Microsoft. I have worked for Microsoft. I've worked as a contractor for Microsoft before. I've never worked as a direct employee of Microsoft, but I have worked as a direct contractor of Microsoft. I have owned Microsoft stock. Not sure if I still own Microsoft stock or not. I could. The reason I'm throwing that out there, I just want to let you know, just in case those questions come up. So here's the deal. You ask why the Power BI pivot. Power BI is not just for tech. It is a it is an application. It is a program. It's not a programming language, like I said. It's an actual application. Now the actual language used in Power BI is called DAX, right? Data Analytics Expression. Here's the deal. You do not have to know DAX. Coming into the course Power BI, you will learn DAX. You will learn you will learn DAX. You will learn the language that DAX is built upon, and that's called SQL, SQL. But here's the deal. Have you ever taken a class, whether it was at a 4-year institution, a 2-year institution, or just a 6-month class somewhere, and, well, let's just go to high school, and, you ask yourself, why am I taking all these classes? I'll never use this, right? I don't even like this. You get guys in high school that may want to be English teachers, right? But everybody has to take history and algebra and all that kind of stuff, right? So then you're like, why do I have to take history? I don't want to be a history teacher. I want to teach English. So I don't want to be an English teacher. I want to teach history. At the end of the day, you're like, why am I learning all this extra stuff? And where I'm going with that is, in my course, you don't learn, you learn what you need to learn. Okay, I teach you what you need to be taught in order to be good Power BI developers, right? I don't teach Java because just because it's a programming language and you can become well-rounded. To be 100% clear to you, I don't care if you're 100% well-rounded, okay? I'm teaching you to get a Power BI job. I'm teaching you to be prepared to get a 6-figure job in Power BI, right? I don't care if you know Java. I don't care if you know Python. What does that mean? You don't have to know Java. You don't have to know Python. You don't have to know C, C++, ABC, none of that, right? You have to know some SQL and DAX. You do have to know DAX, but you don't have to know every DAX expression, every DAX code in order to create everything. We're living in the world of AI, right? As long as you understand what you need, you can go to AI and get any DAX expression that you need. Let me say that a different way. So DAX is the programming language for Power BI. If you understand Power BI, you can go to AI and get whatever you need as far as the coding language. If you're not picking up what I'm putting down, I mean, just, I'm going to say this before I really wanted to say it, but come and learn to join, to get access to my free Power BI webinar. Because at the end of the day, this is what what I'm really building this up for, is that if you're interested in Power BI, if you're interested in pivoting into something new or doing something different, I want you to come and learn. And I'll send you a link to join my free Power BI webinar to familiarize you with Power BI and give you the ins and outs and all of that kind of stuff. Trust me, it's 100% free. It's no hard sales pitch. I'm gonna do Power BI whether you sign up for it or not. I'm gonna teach some other guys whether you sign up for it or not. So again, it's no hard sell. But at the end of the day, you do not have to know 1,000 different computer languages in order to be good at Power BI, in order to get a 6-figure job in Power BI. Okay. One of the other questions I get is, what are the transferable skills? And do I have transferable skills? Are my skills transferable? And they give me a list of things that they do or different jobs that they perform on a daily basis. And you already know what the answer is, because I've already said it several times. But yes, your skills are transferable. It does not matter what your skills are. You say, hey, I'm in communications. Let me back up, because I said I wasn't going to explain exactly what Power BI was, but I do need to I do need to give you some idea of what Power BI is so that you'll have an idea of what Power BI does. If you log into your utility, you log onto your website, log into your utilities website, and you can see, how much heat and air or whatever the utility is, water that you've used over the past month, the past 60 days, the past 90 days, the past year. And then they say, hey, you compare these times to where you are right now. And this is going to be the average of what you're probably going to do over the next 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. And if you join our plan, you'll get a one solid plan of this is how much you're going to pay every month, as opposed to having a variable plan depending on how much of the utilities you use. That website is a dashboard, right? Now, I can't tell you that it's a Power BI dashboard, but it probably is, but it's a dashboard. Power BI, at the end of the day, is you building dashboards. So that's what it is. It's actually a free program you can download from Microsoft. Well, let me say this. Go to Google. If you want to download it, you can go to Google and type in Power BI Desktop, and it'll take you to a Microsoft page. You just hit download. It'll download to your computer, and at that point you got Power BI. Voila! I mean, it's in such demand that Microsoft is giving the actual applications away for free. I mean, let me back up. When was the last time you got Microsoft Word for free? When was the last time you got Microsoft Excel for free? When was the last time you got Microsoft PowerPoint or Microsoft Publisher for free? Right? You don't. It's in some type of Office 365 package or something, but you're not getting it for free. Power BI Desktop, which generates businesses millions and maybe even billions of dollars in some cases, is free because they want you to have access to it, because they need more people to work on it. They need more people to do it. Well, let me say it a different way. They want more people to work on it. They want more people to have access to it. So they want more people to download it, because if the more people that have it, the more people that's going to try it, and then they can start, becoming Power BI developers and make themselves accessible to these companies that Microsoft is selling this product to, because Microsoft may be giving away the Power BI desktop version to you or to us as developers, but they're selling the services on an enterprise level. What does that mean, Tarad? That means that they're selling Power BI to major corporations or even small businesses on a monthly basis, on a recurring basis. So they may be spending $1,000, $10,000, $100,000, $500,000, $600,000 a month just on Power BI. Listen, the numbers that I'm throwing out, these are not fictitious numbers, right? These are real numbers, right? So the more people that they can give access to Power BI to learn it and to become developers, the more the companies are going to be able to hire these guys to do the work with people like you or people like me. And then Microsoft is going to be able to charge these guys more and more money. So what I'm telling you is there is a need out there. Microsoft wouldn't be giving this away if there wasn't a need for it. Okay. But I digress because, again, I don't work for Microsoft. And I don't want to make it seem as I work for Microsoft. I'm not speaking for Microsoft. I'm speaking off of what I believe, right? But as far as the transferable skills, if you have communication, if you're in communications, if you're in management, if you're in finance, accounting, marketing, it doesn't matter. Every profession, every industry has a need for Power BI. Therefore, every profession, every industry, every department within the company has requirements for Power BI where your skills would fit if you transferred your skills to Power BI. Now, what does that look like, Tarad? That looks like this. Let's say that you're I don't want to keep saying accountant. Let's say you're an administrative assistant at a major organization, and you report to the vice president. So that looks like this. you learned Power BI, and then you had an aha moment of, oh, in my job, if I use Power BI for this, it could make everything more simple and quicker and automated. So then you go to your boss and you say, hey, I've now acquired this skill. I can bring this to the organization. Now, to be honest, you know, your boss may say, well, yeah, they may say no first. Then they may say, okay, well, we'll let you try it out. And they make you try it out for free. So now you upset a little bit because they haven't given you any money for it. Or they may say, okay, cool, we'll give you an extra $10,000. And now you're really upset because they done slapped you in the face because that's an insult. But what if they say they give you extra $25,000 based on what you're doing right now? That could be like, whoa. Or let's just say you're making $50,000 now, and they say, okay, cool, we'll take you to the $100,000 mark where you deserve, and you're like, whoa, that's a $50,000 raise, right? Then you're saying, well, you know, my boss ain't gonna give me a $50,000 raise. What I'm saying is, with your skills and learning power and have learned Power BI to the degree in which you've learned it, now you can put that resume out there, and you're not just tracking down companies. Companies now are tracking down you, and they're telling you, hey, we have this position at $105, $110, $120,000. You know, do you accept, right? Like you the spy movie. Like, you know, do you accept? If you accept this offer, you know what I'm saying, say yes, and it's gonna explode in 10 seconds or something like that, right? But at the end of the day, what I'm saying is, you're gonna have options. Learning Power BI, you're gonna have options, right? You're gonna have options, and it doesn't matter what your current professional background is, because every profession, from the person working in the mailroom to the person working on the 79th floor with the biggest office on the corner with all the glass, with the glass walls looking over the city skyline, everyone is going to be affected by the need for Power BI. Again, Power BI stands for Power Business Intelligence. Just like artificial intelligence, there's AI and there's BI. There's AI and there's BI. AI being artificial intelligence and BI being business intelligence. Corporate world has not really beat down the actual, trying to find my microphone, the actual need at this point of what, has not really beat down how business intelligence is really going to be needed and used here in the coming years. So what I'm telling you is, get ahead of the game. Let me say it a different way. You can get ahead of the game now and really understand business intelligence, learn business intelligence, apply business intelligence to what you currently do, transfer those skills over to business intelligence, and I'm telling you, you are going to be in a world of a different place, right? Someone sent me a DM saying, share 2 to 3 examples of how you can transition. I think I just did. I think I did just. I talked about more than 3 of transitioning. I mean, it could be any career position that you're in right now. And they say they want to mention the companies that are desperate for decision makers. Every company is desperate for a decision maker, right? So as far as transitioning, pick your poison. If tell me what your profession is, and I'm going to tell you that Power BI is needed within your profession. Tell me what industry you're in. I'm going to show you how Power BI is used in your industry. Tell me the company you work for, and I'm going to tell you why that company is desperate for Power BI developers, data analytic developers, and not necessarily decision makers, but let's see here. Talk about freelance, full-time contracts, and remote work opportunities. So here's the deal. What I do know is Everybody is not an entrepreneur. There was a time where I used to preach entrepreneurism and, you know, trying to get everybody to be an entrepreneur and going out and getting an LLC and getting business loans, stuff like that. I'm not knocking it because I am an entrepreneur. And as you know, with me having this online course, Power of the BI, that is my entrepreneur venture. However, I'm not gonna say it's not meant for everybody. I do think that it's meant for, I do think being an entrepreneur is meant for everybody, but I think you have to have the venture that is right for you. And this particular skill set may not be right for everyone that I'm talking to. Now, with that said, because the question came up, talk about freelance, remote, contract opportunities. Freelance, yeah. So with Power BI, there are opportunities out there for you to go out and get contracts. The contracts that are available on a daily basis are work contracts. You can get short-term contracts. You can get long-term contracts. I've been offered contracts for 4 weeks. I've been offered contracts for 4 years. So you got short and long-term contracts that are available. In these particular contracts, they're offered in a couple of different ways. 2 ways is a W-2 opportunity. Another way is a 1099 opportunity, which means you're an independent contractor and you would have to have your business formation set up as an LLC or however you have it set up as some type of corporation. So the contract opportunities are there, but you know, it just depends on what you're looking for. As far as, let's see, the next thing was, let's see, freelance. Yeah, you can freelance. You would need a 1099 to freelance. And then there are opportunities out there for full-time work. So there's full-time work out there where you can get a full-time job. You can get a short-term contract that could be a temporary contract to hire. Typically, that's going to be a W-2 type contract. And then you're going to have a 1099, whereas the 1099 will be an independent contractor, just like with the freelance contractor, so that what you would be doing is you know, pretty much just working that contract until that contract is over or until that contract is terminated. And that's two different things. When the contract is over and when the contract is terminated, it sounds the same, but it's kind of spooky. It sounds the same, but it's really, really not the whole same. Let's see, what can I be doing right now? One, you say, so he wants to know, or she wants to know, what can they be doing right now? One, you can download Power BI Desktop. 2, you can register for my free webinar. Can I DM you for mentorship of your course? The answer to that is no. Okay, I'm gonna repeat those again. What can they be doing right now? You can be downloading Power BI Desktop and working and playing around with Power BI on your own. You can register for my course, my free webinar, not my course, but for my free webinar. Just come and learn, and I'll send you the link to register for my free webinar. You do have to go through my free webinar in order to get into the course. Everyone that comes learn can register for the webinar, but the course is not available to everyone. I've got a certain capacity size that I like to stay with so that I could definitely give good information and be accessible. So even if you join the webinar and you know you don't, well, I'm not gonna say you don't get selected for the course. You may not get selected for the next course, but you could be selected for the following course. And what that just simply means is I don't turn anyone down, but I don't overfill the class either. I don't think that is fair. But at the same time, mentorship, I said no to the mentorship because I only provide mentorship to those that 100% complete the course. right? So when everyone can register for the free webinar. You get selected for different for the course. If you don't get selected for this course, you'll get selected and you want to be in the course. That just means you'll be on the wait list for the following course. So it just depends on how many people are on the wait list to what course, which one of the course periods you will be invited to. Again, that's simply just so that everyone would have the amount of time that they deserve for me in the courses, in addition to, no, at the end of the day, that's what that really is. But then once you 100% complete the course, then you will be given an opportunity to work with me as your mentor. Now, that's a whole nother conversation. I'm not going to beat that dead horse because that is months down the line. Let's see here. Dun, 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 dun. So that is getting us pretty close to wrapping this thing up here as far as the live. I just want to let you know that, again, don't be afraid if you are considering yourself to be too old. And when I say too old, between 40 and 55, and those that are older than 55, you're definitely welcome to participate as well, and it's not too late for you either. It's just, the majority of the people that have responded to my DMs or telling me, hey, I feel like, and they're saying that they're within this age range. So I wanted to kind of speak to that age range today and let you guys know that, hey, it's not too late for you to pivot into tech. It's not too late for you to join a course, online course. I know it's a little spooky, for us, within that age range of 40 to 55 and all of this tech stuff that's going on and all this social media stuff that's going on. But I think we've pretty much captured this social media thing here in the past few years to where, we're just as active as our younger counterparts. So, I think we feel pretty good. So with that said, I really do want you to feel, welcome to join in. And I think the best way for you to really get an understanding of Power BI, for you to really get an understanding of what this course could really do for you, or what Power BI could do for you, is to just simply, take just to sign up for the free online course. Not the free online course, but the free registration. Not a free online course, but the free registration. Not the free registration, the free, I'm out here tripping, the free webinar. Join the free webinar. And, when you sign up for the free webinar, then, you can get an idea of what Power BI is, what Power BI can do for you, and how you can make that career pivot without, really, feeling too bogged down and too spooky about it. But with that said, I'm going to shut this thing down, and you guys are free to comment, but definitely if you're interested in free to comment or free to send me a DM. Got any questions, let me know. But more so, if you're interested in joining the free webinar, just come and learn, and I'll send you the link to the free webinar. So that was it. Once again, thank you for joining in, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video.